Yay! TikTok has the trend, the innie versus the outie, and I hadn't heard that until recently either.
Yep.
So I know you're not going to say normal. There's no normal, but
Exactly.
I think a lot of females that have different looking innies versus outies, when they compare it to each other, is there one that's more common than the other? And what would you say is an innie versus an outie?
Yeah. So the term innie and outie actually doesn't exist in medical terminology, right? But so remember the labia majora, that those are the fattier areas around the menorah. The reason why a lot of women, the majority of women, have an outie, actually, the majority of women who have an outie, and that means that the labia minora hang further down than the labia majora. And a lot of women don't have a ton of fat on their labia majora, so the labia minora skin are going to hang down over, okay? So when it's an innie, the labia minora are shorter, they're not as long, and they stay tucked behind the labia majora.
Interesting. Okay.
And both are prevalent.
More prevalent the outie, actually, than
the
the
innie. Interesting. That's kind of what I thought.
I know, like, there can be discoloration. Everyone has different colors, not only just anatomy, right?
Oh, I mean, different colors, different lengths, different sizes. Each one is not proportional. They're uneven. It's really like your fingerprint. I mean, not one is the same. There's actually an artist who actually plastered women's vulvas and put them up 100 of them. And it was her art, and none of them looked the same.
Wow.
It's healthy to hear that. It's so healthy to hear that, because people need to hear that.
Do you know what artist this is?
I'll have to look it up. I'll give you the link, but
we'll put it on the page.
Yeah.
But your comment to why women are so much wanting the innie look is because that's truly the desired porn appearance.
That was my next question, actually, is do you think porn has a causation of like why people think that way, or think that they want to be looking like somebody else or not their own?
100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what it is.
It's the way we see women in every open magazine, on video when it's porn, and on movies too.
This is kind of a strange question, but two questions actually. So when you're a baby, also when you see little babies' vaginas, it's usually an outie, correct?
Yeah,
you don't have an innie when you're born.
It's because those babies, and that's hormonal, they're estrogenized by what they've been seeing from their mom. So their labias are actually much bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Much bigger until they grow out of that. Yeah.
And the second question is, the women in porn that have those innies, do most of them like naturally have that, or is there a surgery? Like, do people get these clipped? Like,
so there is a lot of controversy in my specialty where a lot of women are asking for labial reductions based on cosmetics.
Oh, wow.
And the sad thing is, there's some significant scar tissue when you have that done, and it can be chronic pain. So it's not where this should be done and you haven't thought about it, right? This should be done because in some women, they have chronic rubbing. They can't wear underwear. It's uncomfortable.
So for a medical reason.
Yeah. So for those reasons, I have done reductions, but not for aesthetic pleasing vulvas. No one's really, or shouldn't be doing that.
That seems risky, really risky. And nerve endings can get, they're damaged and different things like that.
Right. And there can be scar tissue.
That probably builds up in areas that you don't want scar tissue on. Right. You want that clitoris to be free and open.
Yeah. And fly around.
And I mean, and I'll comment. I mean, there are other countries, foreign countries, and predominantly East Africa, where they're taking women's labias off. It's called female circumcision. And it's a cultural issue, but those women are scarred. They have chronic scarring. I actually have to take those scars up in those women, but just that's an example. If it's not done right, if it's not done with multiple cuts, these women will be hurt.
Oh, that's horrible.
Right.
That's a horrible. I would never want to have to deal with that.
Right.
I have one more question, but before we move on from Innie Outies.
This is good. This is good.
So is it true? I don't know if this is a myth or not, but I've heard that women with innies, it's easier, or outies, easier to orgasm versus an innie?
Well, there's when we talk more about orgasm, there is some truth to that because the more surface area on your labia minora, the more blood flow and the more nerve endings. So if there's better stimulation on that tissue, that becomes more eroticized.
Okay. So there is truth to that.
There's some
I know it.
truth to that.
Get out of here, lady.